Hello, this is S.K. Williams, and today I would like to talk to you about Disney Star Wars. More specifically, I would like to talk to you about The Mandalorian. Is it a good show? To be honest, I don't know. I've never seen it, because I don't have Disney Plus, and I am not going to pirate it. I'm going to wait. But what I do find interesting about it, and thus worthy enough to talk about, even without having seen the show, is the fan reaction to it. It seems that The Mandalorian is getting positive reviews, some calling it a great show on its own right, while others claim that it's an okay show, it's not bad, but a lot of the accolades is just because we are so hungry for a good Star Wars, and that this is the best thing Disney has churned out, at least in a while, under the name Star Wars, so even though it's not the best thing ever, it's at least better than the films. And what I've really found interesting is that the baby Yoda has captured the internet's hearts and minds. So is this a turning point for Disney? Perhaps. But that's sort of the thing that I'm really going to be talking about. If The Mandalorian is successful, the company will take note and will probably adjust accordingly. But ultimately, it's going to depend on who the leaders are, because even if the leaders want to give us more Mandalorian or more things like it, the reason we have The Mandalorian really is because of Jon Favreau, not because of, well, just Disney in general. And as long as Kathleen Kennedy is in charge, the only way we're going to get more things like The Mandalorian is if Disney's executives manage to understand why it's popular. Not just that it's popular. Let me explain by pointing to Emperor Palpatine and his surprise return in Star Wars Episode 9, which at the time of this recording has not been released, so it is possible that they actually managed to pull it off, and that the return of Palpatine is not so bad. But, and this is a very big but, it is also entirely possible that the return of Palpatine will be a horrific and disastrous thing for Star Wars in terms of lore, but that doesn't really matter. What matters is the psychology behind the choice. And the reason Lucasfilm has decided to bring Palpatine back is because Star Wars has seen better days at this point. Many people have turned on it. People aren't particularly invested in the sequel trilogy or its characters, and Lucasfilm wishes to win the fans back, and they do so by looking at things that are already popular. People like Palpatine, so they insert Palpatine in it. But they don't really understand why Palpatine was popular, or why this is a bad idea. Notably because they aren't watching Star Wars as a story, they are viewing it as a product. So essentially, Palpatine is an action figure that they are re-releasing because he sold well. And yet, when people watch movies, they watch stories, and when people fell in love with Star Wars, they fell in love with the story of Star Wars, which is something that Disney seems unaware of, at least under the administration of Kathleen Kennedy as president. I don't think Bob Iger knows better either, so there you have it. And that's sort of the thing. If Kennedy knows The Mandalorian is popular and is still in charge of Lucasfilm, she will try and replicate it, but she will do so on a superficial level. She will make more things with Mandalorians, make more things with armor, make more things with cute baby things in it, but not actually understand the storyline that made people care about the characters, which is the real problem. Star Wars under Kennedy is about superficiality and political messaging, although it seems they are abandoning the political messaging because they know it doesn't sell. They still don't understand the core story, so if Kennedy is involved, even if she tries to actually give people what they want, it will likely fail because she doesn't understand what people want. So, The Mandalorian does signal a potential for Star Wars improving, but it has a lot of caveats. I do believe Kennedy will be stepping aside. She is an older woman, she is at retirement age, she can step aside gracefully without losing face. She may have anyway, even if Star Wars had been successful under her reign. But if she stays on, and if she decides to directly control products, or even indirectly control them rather than stepping aside and merely rubber stamping them, we will probably have a few rough spots here and there again. Though I do think Disney will abandon its political aspirations. Or at least its political signaling. At any rate, I have nothing else to say. This is another short hot take, so thank you, God bless, and goodbye.